What's up, y'all? It is Roman here. This is my first video on my YouTube channel. It is very late. Very late. It's about 4 in the morning for me. I woke up about 30 minutes ago, so figured I'd just get on early and record my first video. This video is gonna be about risks. And you're probably wondering, what does that mean? When I say risks, I mean taking chances on things that you're scared to take chances on, or doing things that you're scared to do. You know, whether that's a crush that you want to ask out, whether it's a job interview, whether it's a sports team you want to try out for, it doesn't matter. You've heard this cliche before, you've heard this cheesy thing. Sorry if you could hear my brother, he's sleeping in the background. But we've all heard this before, but you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And that's just a fact. It's cheesy, but it's true. I figured that out last year, my freshman year. Well, technically 2 years ago, if you want to think about it like that, because this year I was a sophomore, and coming in out of summer, I will be a junior. I'm only 16 years old. I'm pretty young. I still got a lot of life ahead of me. But let me take you back to freshman year, 2023. Fresh out of middle school, I had no idea what I was doing, no self-confidence, no self-esteem. And there was this girl. I'm not gonna say her name, but I really liked her. I had a massive crush on her last year. Not anymore. I have a beautiful girlfriend now who's way better than her, way awesomer than her, way prettier than her, way cooler than her. Because I went on to find out that this girl was honestly a bad case. So I kind of dodged a bullet with this one. But at the end of the day, I obsessed myself over this girl. And I spent a lot of time, wasted a lot of time. And at the end of the day, even with all that, I never told her how I felt. You wanna know what happened? She didn't wait for me. She didn't tell me how she felt first, and then all of a sudden, now we're together. No. What happened is that she moved on. She found somebody else, and that's it. And, most likely I would have gone rejected because I wasn't a really good-looking guy. I didn't have any self-confidence in myself or self-esteem, but most likely she would have said no. But at the end of the day, I would have rather been rejected than not know her answer, because that kept me up at night. Not anymore. I could care less about her anymore. I couldn't care less about her. I got someone that's way better than her now. But back then, it ate at me. Looking back at it, kind of dodged a bullet, but it would have been nice to at least know her answer back then. But this idea of taking risks applies to so many other situations in life. Not just romantic situations, but it could be literally anything. Maybe you want a job and you're scared to go in for that interview. You don't want to embarrass yourself, right? Nobody does. Maybe you want to try out for the basketball team, or you're boxing for the first time and you're scared to spar because you don't want to get hurt. That's a risk. And if you don't know how to take risks, and if you don't know how to gamble, and you just quit because you're scared, A, you're a coward. B, you're never going to get anywhere in life. That's just a fact. Now, I've been on this planet for a very short 16 years. I've only revolved around the sun for 16 times. But one thing I've learned over my 16 times around the sun is that the things that you regret the most aren't things that you did, they're the things that you never did. They're the chances that you never took, the risks that you never tried. They're the sports teams that you never tried out for, the crushes that you never asked. It's the jobs you never tried to go for. Those are the risks. Those are the regrets that eat at you more, in my opinion. For example, me last year, the story I just told about that girl, and just many other situations in my life where I didn't have the self-confidence, where I didn't want to take that risk because I was scared, and I regret it. I regret it dearly. Nowadays, things have changed. I found a lot more self-confidence in myself. I started working out, started boxing, and now I have a beautiful girlfriend who's amazing in every way. And I've been able to find more self-esteem in myself now, and taking more risks. As it turns out, taking more risks. That's all it is at the end of the day, is taking that chance, taking that leap. And it's something that's big and scary, and you don't want to do it, but you have to, because you want it. Because you want it. Anything is possible in this mind. Anything. Doesn't matter what it is. Doesn't matter what it is. It's how bad you want it. It doesn't just apply, like I said earlier, romantic relationships. It applies to everything. Learning how to take a risk is like such an important life skill. And the people that may watch this video, which is probably not going to be many, the algorithm on this website is so bad. If your video isn't 30 minutes long, it isn't hyper edited to the point where it's like a YouTube short, it isn't really going to make the front page of YouTube. But to the people that do find this video, know that ones that are struggling with self-confidence and self-esteem, like I was last year, and honestly most of my life, and even still sometimes, I still get doubt. Know that you're capable. You're more than capable. As long as you got a brain, a heart, and lungs, you're good. You're good. You can do anything, man. You can do whatever you want to do with your life, with your relationships, whatever it is. You got this, dude. Don't worry about what others have to say. Who the hell cares about what they have to say? Who cares about what anyone has to say? It's all up to you and you alone. That's all I have to say now. Video's gone on for a little bit too long. That's it. Take those risks, take those chances, take those gambles, and you'll find yourself in a way higher position in life, guarantee it. Alright, that's it, y'all. Bye.